All right, Dick, you had the right idea. Bob, want to punch that music up? Good. Yeah. Bring that up. You know where I'm going. Check it out. Here it is. Listen up, people, no fooling around. It's time right now for someone who can really get down. He heads up what he likes to call the Rainbow Coalition. He's a reverend, he's a brother, he's a bad politician. He likes to preach, he likes to yell, he likes to scream and shout. This dude's so cool, he's the king of chilling out. You always know where he be coming from. And like the man says himself, my time has come. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Jesse Jackson. I'm not supposed to play jokes with facts. That's too ethnic. I'm in a strange dilemma tonight. I didn't know these guys were going to hire these professional jokesters to write their jokes. And as I look at Senator Hollins, on whose plantations I grew up in South Carolina, I'm in a dilemma. I really can't win. Because if I'm funny, I lose points. It took me too long to be taken seriously. The media is in the dilemma about what is a front runner nowadays, and so it characterizes all of us as seven dwarfs. I'm not a dwarf, I'm not in the seven. I'm Rudolph, these are the six reindeers. So I want to express particular thanks to Mr. Gebhard for protecting me from Vice President Biden. When I first walked in tonight, I had a kind of sinking feeling when I saw these bow ties. I didn't know what I was coming to, a widows' convention or Paul Simon's announcement. One of the dangerous things about sessions like this is people start playing jokes with facts. I have an eerie feeling of all these jokes about President Reagan, because every time the analysis goes another level, it gets a bit more difficult to bear. I'm in a situation where I hope the president really is lying, because these events about Iran and country did not take place in Watergate or some hotel down the street. They actually took place in the White House. So we should never, even as Democrats, call our president a lie, because he can be picked up by the international press and could have a devastating impact upon how we're seen in the world. And so I really hope he's lying, because it would be relief. Because if the president knew about the aid to the countries, if he knew about it and forgot it conveniently, that's one level of the problem. If he knew nothing about it, that's another level. But my fear is he knew all about it and forgot it absolutely, which moves from being political to being downright dangerous. Now, Bill, it's going to be difficult for you to survive this situation, because no matter what you do, there's always going to be someone to tell you that you just can't make it. Because you're coming up as a basketball player, you couldn't make it in politics. You're in politics now, they tell you can't make it in higher. And I remember during the '84 campaign that after pulling off several miracles, walking across the water to bring Goodman back home from Syria and bring him back home and not leaving any arms with Assad, and took Castro to church and brought back 40 Cubans and all kind of fantastic things. But no matter what I did, the press wouldn't give me a break. And so it is said, legend has it, that one day I was out with the Pope in a boat, and we were talking holy talk, and a stiff wind came and blew off the Pope's holy cap, and he reached for his cap and could not get it. He reached out a fishing pole and could not get his cap, and the Pope was about to panic. And of course, what happened was Jesse Jackson got up and walked across the water and got his cap, brought it back and put it on his head, and the press was in the boat about 30 yards away, and they saw the whole event, so they began to type. And next morning, the press read, "Jesse can't swim." So, and I really don't know why people would be on your back so much about the Contra support, because really most of us have very average approaches to not supporting the Contras in very basic reasons, because we do not want the harbors mined and government overthrown and leaders assassinated, because that would of course be immoral and it would be illegal, and somebody would always pick it up. And so Bill Bradley, in a very smooth and sophisticated and Rhodes Scholarship type way, he offers nothing but AIDS to the Contras, and that will eventually knock them out. Come on, keep it going. It's an honor to be up on the stage to honor a man who has become one of my personal heroes because of his fight against racial stereotyping. Bill Bradley's triumphant fight against great odds to become a basketball star. He had to reach these goals despite the handicaps of race and family background. We all know the Bill Bradley story, how the young white man from the right side of the tracks dreamed he would one day become a professional basketball player, and all his neighbors derided him and discouraged him and laughed at him, and yet Bill persevered. Bill was determined to succeed until at last he broke the chains of race-conscious behavior to accept the front ranks of the great American sport, basketball. When Bill first spoke his dream out loud, his guidance counselors at school tried to discourage him and break his spirit. They said, "Bill, you can't be a star basketball player. You're too rich. Everybody knows that star basketball players are poor kids who learn to play on the sidewalk of the city, and you can read and talk, a number of handicaps." But Bill persevered. I can play. I learned the game at school. I practiced in the family driveway, which is the size of a basketball court. How am I doing, Hollins? All right. So I can run, I can shoot, I can play this game. But then the guidance counselor met him in a one-on-one session and said, "Now, Bill, you really don't understand. Even if you can run and shoot, you really cannot be a professional basketball player. I mean, don't you want to be a coach like the other kids in the neighborhood?" Young Bill said, "No, sir, I don't want to be a coach. I want to get off the bench and play, score the baskets for myself. I don't want to hear any naysayers. I don't want to be white shot. I want to be white lightning. I got to go all the way to the top." So it finally came. The counselor faced the facts of life. He had to say the problem out loud. "Bill, you must accept the facts. It has nothing to do with your ability. Doesn't matter how many points you score, no matter how loud the cheers are, you can't get to the top because you're white." But Bill would not give up. held to his dreams, played for the team at Princeton, practiced basketball at Oxford, kept on playing and practicing. Night after night he could be found alone in the college gym, practicing his hood shots. All of his neighbors coaching and buying teams. Bill saying, I am somebody. I can play this game. And of course, we now know that Bill Bradley succeeded. He was selected to play for the New York Knicks, the ultimate big city team, and scored points for his team and won the support of the fans and proved that race is no bar to talent. Anybody can play the game. Bill, I want you to know how much your personal history has meant to millions of people all over America. You represent the Uncle Tom's Cabin of our day. You've overcome great odds. You've stirred the conscience of people everywhere, including myself. And so I want to say to you tonight, for all these basic grassroots Democrats, splendidly dressed, the story is for all of us. Whenever someone tries to discourage you, if ever somebody tries to tell you that you can't make it because of your race, don't give up. Just think of Bill Bradley and remember we can all play the game. And Bill Bradley, among other things, has tackled these great odds, and he is a good senator. And with the help of Rudolph and 6 reticent reindeers, he will remain that for a few more years.